Dr. Brent Hulsebus, Chiropractor here, coming at you today with another edition of our podcast called Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is a podcast that we created. It's that way when people have a question about a chiropractic care or what a chiropractor does, they can ask a chiropractor, somebody who actually knows what we do. All too often we have people ask the wrong people. Like somebody might ask their family doctor, hey, do you think I should go with a chiropractor? And your family doctor has no idea what chiropractors do. They were never taught it as part of their education. So asking them isn't always the best source, the best reference. I always say if you have a question about your teeth, you ask your dentist, you don't ask your podiatrist, okay? So let's talk about today's question. Today I was asked a fun question, and I hope you guys saw last week when we talked about whether or not Santa needs a chiropractor. But this week we're going to get a little more serious, going to dive in a little deeper here, because I was asking a really interesting question. So this is the week between Christmas and New Year's here in Illinois, and it's -10 today. It's got a horrible wind chill. And somebody asked me, they said, Dr. Hulsebus, you see lots of people every day as a chiropractor, you interact with people. How come you're not catching this respiratory stuff that's going around? I mean, right now, COVID, they say it's on the rise. RSV's on the rise, all kinds of respiratory sicknesses are on the rise. They say, you don't seem like you ever catch it, but you're around all these people all the time. What's your approach? So I want to talk to you a little bit about, as a chiropractor, the way we look at things philosophically and how we take care of ourselves and our health. Now, during COVID, when it was rampant a couple of years ago, Clorox wipes couldn't be found anywhere. Everybody was masked up, especially here in Illinois for a long time. And hand sanitizer just got bought up like crazy. And back then we didn't know what we were dealing with. But as we learn more and more what COVID is and what COVID is not, we've kind of changed our approach. At least we should be changing our approach. We now know that the paper masks, if you look at the research, they don't really do much. We also learned that wiping all the counters down isn't necessary because COVID doesn't last very long in a counter space or surface. It doesn't need to be wiped. That's crazy. But yet we've gotten this habit of thinking this is how we protect ourselves. And reality is we need to take a whole different philosophy, a whole different approach to this. What we need to do is we need to reverse what we were doing and kind of take a look at ourselves, kind of look at what we're doing. What are we doing to make ourselves better? You see, I could wipe everything down all the time. I could put the hand sanitizer on my hands like crazy. I could wear a mask and goggles, and I could do all that. But am I making my immune system stronger by doing that? Am I making myself more ready for a fight, or am I going the other direction? Am I making myself weaker? The reason I say weaker is because if your immune system doesn't get a chance to practice, if you never get an opportunity to attack a germ, and when we were in isolation back in 2020, we were all covered up and stuff like that, all of our immune systems took a step backwards in the practice section. We weren't able to practice anymore. You can't protect yourself from my germs, and I can't protect myself from your germs and practice on that if we're not in the same room together, if we're not around each other. So without a doubt, we had less practice when we were in isolation. And I'm not faulting that at the time, because at the time we didn't know what we were dealing with. But a lot of us in my field felt like, maybe we're going about this wrong, maybe we're doing this the wrong way, maybe we need to work on, instead of trying to hunt down, kill, and destroy the virus, maybe trying to hunt down and wipe it clean, scrub it clean, and make ourselves so we won't ever be exposed to it. Maybe we need to work on building up our own immune system, building our defenses. Instead of trying to go with the approach, I'm going to go out and I'm going to find this virus, and with this wipe or this hand sanitizer, I'm going to destroy the virus, so therefore I can't catch the virus. Maybe that wasn't the smartest or the most effective, or maybe that approach wasn't going to work. Instead, some of us went out and said, let's build an immune system. Let's make ourselves healthy as possible. Let's get our bodies ready for the fight. Bring it on. So what did I do? Well, I started doing my vitamin D3. I mean, I'm pretty good at it, but man, I'm really good at it now. I started doing my vitamin D3. I started boosting those levels up because I know vitamin D3 is so huge in my immune system. I would spend a half an hour outside every day in the equivalent of my swimsuit, so maybe an hour in t-shirt and shorts when I could. But now that it's -10, I'm not going out there, so I'm doing my supplement. And again, I've said this in many videos. Go back and look at some of the old videos on vitamin D3. Has to be with a healthy fat, so mine's an oil. Do some vitamin D3. I boosted my omega-3s. My omega-3s are the fish oil I take. I only do fish oil. I don't do krill oil. I don't do cod liver oil. I do fish oil. And I do fish oil every day in order to keep my immune, not so much my immune system, but my inflammatory system in check. Because if I'm inflamed, I don't have the energy to fight. So I kept my inflammation in check by taking omega-3s. I took a great daily vitamin every day, copper-free. Every single day I took a good vitamin. I still do. And lastly, raw produce. Raw produce at every meal. Because you see, a lot of people want to take vitamin C capsules. They want to take a bunch of vitamin C because it's going to help me get stronger, this and that. So I'm going to do all these vitamin C capsules, and maybe we're going to do like a mega dose in the morning. Well, let me tell you a little bit about vitamin C real fast. You don't store vitamin C. You need to keep adding it every single time you have a meal. And as human beings, we're really good at making vitamin C. So you pretty much colorful produce will make vitamin C every single time. And that's why I always have colorful produce at every meal. And lastly, vitamin C and sugar compete, and they compete for being absorbed. And sugar, too much sugar at any one time can be really bad. So your body will always choose to ignore the vitamin C absorption and deal with the sugar instead. So when you take a big glass of orange juice and you drink that thinking you're getting your vitamin C, you're actually just fighting the sugar in the orange juice. Now when you eat an orange, it's different, right? Because when you eat an orange, there's fiber in there. The fiber slows down the sugar absorption rate and you actually get some vitamin C. But when you drink the juice, there's no fiber. And you just get a massive, massive sugar spike. All of our type 2 diabetics know this now. You know, we were raised thinking a glass of orange juice is a great way to get my vitamins. It's a good way to get your sugar, not so much your vitamins. And yeah, it's in there, but you're not going to absorb it, so it doesn't matter if it's in there. So that's what I do for my supplementation. That's what I did for my diet. I also made sure I got my sleep. Really got my sleep up good. And then I also exercise. You know, I go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. Other days I find things to do, physical activity. I exercise. Exercise is a great antioxidant. It flushes the bad stuff out of your system so your body doesn't have to deal with the bad stuff anymore, and you can just deal with the healthy, good stuff. So, you know, I can't tell you how important exercise is for you. And the last thing I did, of course, as a chiropractor, I got adjusted. I saw my chiropractor, I got adjusted. Yeah, I know it's easy for me because I got Dr. Dace and Dr. Hayes here to take care of me, but I got adjusted all the time. You know, anything to reduce my resistance to anything, I'll take. If it's taking fish oil to lower my inflammation, to lower my resistance, that's great. If it's getting adjusted, getting rid of the spinal interference or the subluxation can cause to make my body work better and have less resistance, great. So I do all those things, and I get my sleep, I get my chiropractic care, I get my exercise in, and I eat well, and I take my vitamins and my supplements. And what I'm doing here is I'm making my body ready for the fight. So now if you come into my office as a patient and you've got the flu, you come to my office as a patient and you've got COVID, you come to my office as a patient, you have RSV, am I scared to be around you? Well, I mean, I'm not gonna, run up and give you a big hug and kiss, right? But a lot of us, we don't know we have these things when we have them. We don't know that we have them until our body starts to fight them. Because you see, you don't feel cold, you feel your body fighting the cold. So that's why people can be contagious, quote unquote contagious at first, because they don't actually know they have it yet. So how have I been able to stay at work every single day since all this started? Well, I keep my body ready for the fight. I keep my body ready to go. I'm doing the things you're supposed to do to be ready for the fight. So when you come into my office and you carry the germs, and the germs jump from you to me, my white blood cells are right there to throw them out, get rid of them, so I can stay healthy and strong. One of my great friends, colleagues, and mentors, Dr. Fred Barge, he's passed away now, but Dr. Barge used to always say, did the rats make the dump or the dump make the rats? Did we have a bunch of rats and garbage started piling up, or did we have a bunch of garbage and the rats showed up? So for me, that's always been my philosophy, keep myself as healthy and as strong, ready to go, ready for the fight. Do I use hand sanitizer and wipe everything down? Do I use Clorox wipes and always the antibiotic wipes and keep everything scrubbed down? Honestly, those things kill the weak ones, and those are the ones that our body gets to practice on. So I'm not one of these people that walks around with that stuff all the time. Do I wash my hands? I wash my hands when they're dirty. Do I go to the grocery store and put the stuff on my hands as soon as I get in the car, because in case I touch something in the grocery store? No, I'm not really worried about it. I don't do that. I want the practice. I want to be around people. I want to keep my immune system tuned. When I tested positive for COVID, I never even knew I had it. The Ice Hogs told me, they did a blood test on me. And they said, when did you have COVID? I said, I never had COVID. And they said, well, you got the antibodies for it. And I said, well, I've never got sick with COVID. And then, I do these videos. Back then I was doing them every day to let people know that we were there for them in the clinic so they could feel safe coming in. And we went back and looked at my videos. I never looked sick, never looked like I had a symptom. So, some people catch COVID, they don't know they have it. Other people catch COVID, it's a really, really bad thing. Same with the flu, same with pneumonia, same with everything. It's just a question of how healthy is the host? Is the host healthy, is the host sick? I think we've learned the term immune compromise lately. Well, I never wanted to make myself immune compromised by doing the things that I do. So why do chiropractors not get just respiratory stuff? Why did I stay healthy and strong the whole time? Well, that's what I did, and that's the results I got. So somebody might want to put a comment below that, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. I can just tell you that's what I did and that's what happened. So if you have a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care or anything else along those lines, feel free to get a hold of us. You can leave a message below, or you can go to rockforddc.com, rockforddc.com. That's our website. You can find more information there. And if you're listening to this podcast, that's great. If you go to YouTube, we're there too. You can go to Facebook, we're there too. You go to LinkedIn, we're there too. You can go to TikTok, we're there. You get the idea. We're everywhere. So feel free to leave us a comment or a message below if you want to be the question of the week next week. Other than that, stay healthy, stay strong, and if you live by me right now, stay warm. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.